But here's the life of the Mushrikeen.
And to look at the...
So I don't know who this is. Well, I don't. Julian Newman. I keep hearing this. I don't know who this is. Is it a kick streamer? Saying his sister, Jaden Newman, will be bigger than Kim Kardashian because of her leaked videos. So it's like, okay, this is who we're trying to appease. Like,
when are you visiting Persian city in Kosovo? Turkish, Bosnian, Albanian Muslims cohabitating.
Do this, do that. I don't know, bro. One thing at a time. So we have to bend over for this. Like, your sister has leaked videos of her, like she's doing porn, and you're like, it's good because she's gonna be a star like Kim K.
And to look at the brighter side of things, on a positive note,
oh my god,
she's gonna be bigger than Kim K, man. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all care, like, bro, y'all just gassing her up. You know what I'm saying? Making her more known, making her more popping. You know?
That's the life of a kafir. Anyway, speaking of the kuffar, this is concerning. Surprised it's not going more viral. When you type in, shout out to Corey, the GOAT. When you go to kafir.com, it will link you to Elon Musk's Twitter. If you remember, the Antichrist is going to have kafir on his forehead. Kafir.com directs to Elon Musk's Twitter. So maybe someone bought the domain, or maybe he did it himself. I don't know if it's changed. I'm going to check it. But look. Let's go see. Kafir.com. Is it still like that? Wow, it really does, bro. Kafir.com goes to Elon Musk's X. Yeah, so I tweeted this, like, this is why it's important to look the best you can, be healthy, be in shape, put on a good smile. Because look at the white liberals. Can someone explain to me why these men are such darn cutie patooties? No hate in their heart. The kuffar, the libs, they're seeing the effect of Nur. Nur is the light on your face. Nur means light. And so when you're praying consistently and you don't have hate in your heart and you don't want to genocide people, a light will emit from you. But here in America, I want to remind you of this. So Trump is talking about Venezuela. We're taking a lot of oil from Venezuela, billions and billions of barrels of oil. To the victor belongs the spoils.
We're taking a lot of oil from Venezuela. And
my impression was just perfect, bro. I literally got that. We're taking a lot of oil from Venezuela.
We're taking a lot of oil from Venezuela, and we're getting along great with them. Billions and billions of barrels of oil is coming out of Venezuela. It's one of the most fertile places.
Billions and billions, spot on.
For oil in the world. And as you know, it was a 48-minute war, lasted 48 minutes. And we paid for the war with what we've taken out many, many, many times. Where have you heard that before? You haven't heard that before. It's the old-fashioned way, right? It's the old-fashioned way. To the victor belong the spoils, right? And we're doing the same thing.
So if you think this is evil, they say you're an anti-American communist. Trump's saying, to the victor belongs the spoils. You know what the justification was for Venezuela and that really short war, Black Hawk helicopters kidnapping Maduro? Thanks for the 10 gifted caskets. I appreciate you. The justification was, someone clip this. Remember January? I was against the whole Venezuela regime change. I told you it was a disaster. Now IDF soldiers are in Caracas right now. They're sending $2 billion of oil to Israel right now. Right? They're saying to the victor belongs the spoils. This is a Catholic country. People like Matt Walsh, Pablo Fuenstein, and all these base nationalists, they were chipping out. They loved it. Monroe Doctrine. Kill the communists. Andrew Wilson said we should kill communists, allegedly. How are we benefiting? What are the oil prices right now? How's the economy doing? Did you see any of this oil? Tim Pool was tweeting, thinking that there was going to be barrels of oil that show up on his front lawn. We didn't get any of these benefits. I told you that they were just doing this as a pretext for the Iran war. They needed to supplement the oil loss from the Strait of Hormuz and get oil from Venezuela. Right now, there's IDF soldiers all over there. They're sending oil to Israel directly. And the whole justification for this was that they were trafficking weapons, that Maduro was a drug dealer, and that he's an evil communist. I told you that this was all rhetoric. They've abandoned that. They're not talking about the communism, the weapons, or the drugs. Oh no, he's an evil cocaine dealer. JD Vance told me. They're not talking about that. They're just saying, we want the oil. America used to have hope. They used to have justification for starting wars that were really for oil. Now they just admit it. To the victor belongs the spoils. We will steal. Doesn't matter if you're a Catholic country, it belongs to us. And this is the problem, that these base nationalists, these nationalists, these right-wingers will be like, oh, Christ is king, Christian first. But then they'll just openly say that they should just steal. that they should just take stuff. To the victor belongs the spoils. We can steal from other Catholic countries because we want to, because we feel like it. What is Christian about that? How is that Christ-like? To just go bomb people, kill people because you want the oil that they have. It belongs to you for what? Was it promised to you 3,000 years ago? Candace Owens talking about Top Goy. Let's get into this. Apparently there's a protest in Miami real soon. What happened? What's Candace going to say?
The only thing I know right now are the headlines, which is like, this is a case from just like Russell Brand. It's like a long time ago. I need to go through the documents, and I am intending to do that and to give my opinion on what's actually happening in the UK.
Yeah, this is not that long ago. So Andrew Tate, Top Goy, he'll go on podcasts and be like, 15 years ago, I made women sign up for TikTok. Well, TikTok didn't exist 15 years ago, allegedly. And then he'll say, this was 30 years ago. Well,
yes, they don't care about anybody but themselves. They are benefiting from the fear.
They benefit from the fear mongering. You got to wake up to this. It's like, it's only helping the oligarch class. Tate will say that this happened 15 years ago, but there's like images in 2019 where he's actively in the war room talking about, like, he's on podcasts saying how he's investing more into cam girls. Like, not even 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
Obviously, it is utter madness that Andrew and Tristan Tate are in solitary confinement, we are living in a time where he got taken in Florida, the home of Jeffrey Epstein, and Jeffrey Epstein just lived the greatest life there. Nobody that is a part of the Epstein network has been taken down. In fact, they have been covered up and have been protected by this administration. And so my mind just goes to just that understanding immediately that if any government...
Candace, Andrew Tate said Epstein's a winner. He said, you're a loser and Epstein's a winner. Epstein... he's famous. He's immortalized. When the files were released, Andrew Tate goes on Twitter and says, I miss human trafficking. Dude, I understand the comparison, but he just snitches on himself, allegedly.
The government was actually committed to taking down traffickers. The entire Epstein list and the people who were benefited and had relationships with Epstein and went onto that island would be exposed, and yet they are in power. So there's that. But I do intend
absolutely and utterly
and to get into exactly the case and to explain to the public what's going on with that.
Oh yeah, I hope she covers it. All right, so let's see the what's left of the war room.
And I thought, how does that even work?
So these are the Top Goy fans protesting outside of his prison.
How does that even work? Because I've been accused of shit myself. I had a whole era last year where the cops were trying to get me in fucking jail, and women were accusing me of sexual crimes, and I went through a bunch of shit. Not because I actually did anything wrong, but because they were trying to shut me up.
Because of what you say on your podcast.
Because of what I said on my
made shit
podcast.
up to try to weaponize the law.
So the Matrix was attacking this guy. They wanted to stop. They were politically persecuting him from his podcast rhetoric.
That's exactly what they did, yes. And you know, when it happened to me, I thought about Andrew. And I thought about the fact, hey, if this happened to Andrew and it happened to me, it can happen to you too. How does that even work?
It's so over, bro. It was the Matrix attacking him.
I'm sorry. For the past 2 hours, I've been speaking with God and debating God. God revealed to me that a terrible...
What are you talking about? This is the average rabbinic Jew.
I'm sorry. For the past 2 hours, I've been speaking with God and debating God.
Bro thinks he can beat God in a debate. I've been debating God?
God revealed to me that a terrible decree is coming against our people here in British, a pogrom. People are going to die. People are going to be killed. And I begged him to stop it. And God said, but so much of your community, you know, they gossiped about each other. People.
Bro, Rabbi Shmuley, you're not a prophet. You're a gremlin. You're a little goblin who sells dildos with your daughter. You don't debate God. God doesn't have any messages for you. You're not special. You're not chosen. You're a gremlin who sells dildos. You didn't debate. You're not going to win. He didn't reveal nothing to you. God hates you. Like, you're going to hell, bro. You're going to burn in hell.
Committed adultery. People stole in business.
Bro is talking to ball.
People broke the Sabbath. And, you know, this is what's going to happen. And Rabbi Yitzchak said, and I looked up to God and I said, Lord, Master of the universe, he who fills the infinite expanse of space, you're correct.
How could you debate with the master of the universe?
My community is highly imperfect. Some did commit adultery, some did steal, some did gossip, some did envy, some did fail to honor the Sabbath. It's all true. He said, but not one of them made a woman a widow this year, but you did, O Lord. Not one of them made a child an orphan this year, but you did, O Lord.
What?
Not one of them allowed a massacre of the Jewish people in this community.
Oh my God.
In Russia, in Belarus, in Lithuania, but you did, O Lord. If you forgive us for our tiny infractions, our tiny sins, we will forgive you for your great ones. I hope this will be a year of tshuva for all of us before God, and I hope that God will also restore his love for the Jewish people, which is always there, it's always constant, but it has to be in a manifest way. God bless you all, and Shana Tova M'tuka.
Can you imagine being that arrogant?
Millions, hundreds of millions. I was thinking to make an interview or a debate with one of the famous people like Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, Patrick Ben David, all of those famous people, and then they will go to all over the world, but they're all afraid. All of them are afraid. The only one that wants to do a talk are the people that are not the most famous. Sneako, the other one, this Matan, the cuckoo and the snake.
Sorry, bro, you're a little jester for a kick stream. No, you want clout, you want fame, Rabbi. Stick to your Torah lectures because you're no different than Rabbi Shmuley. As of now, you're no different than a little tap dancer on a Cuffum stream. You're the same thing. You're just here to KCIP farm for me. But I want to be on Tucker, want to be famous. Sorry, you're not going to be a star. You're a little KPP farm. Good kafir. Good kafir. Rabbi Misrai, know your place. Know your place. You're a tap dancer for kick. You're not a political pundit. People don't take you seriously. You're a jester for me. Good kafir. Good. You made me a lot of money.
You know. But the ones that are really big and they sponsor by Qatar and by Iran and by those Nazi states, they don't just do whatever they want. They have to ask the patron. Hey, Ahmed, kif halak? What time is it in Qatar? I have to do a debate with this rabbi, this annoying rabbi, the Zionist. Do I have the okay? No, let us check. No.
Good kafir. You lost a debate to a kick streamer. Too bad. Seethe, Jew. That's whatever. Mala got him.
When you go to the strip club, I'm sorry to put it this way, Hubbard, but you mentioned it publicly. So when you go to the strip club and the woman is swirling around on the pole, right? She's wearing maybe what? She's completely naked. She's wearing a thong. She's wearing something. Or
naked.
She's naked. So like, let's assume that you got this woman. She's on the pole. She's dancing around. Are you allowed to touch her?
And sometimes yes, sometimes no.
So I'm sorry to ask you this very explicit question, but you've got an erection, haven't you? Watching that?
Not all the time.
Let me just paint the picture. You're sitting there with another man next to you on the right, another man next to you on the. You've all got erections. You can't touch this woman. She's bending over. She's getting money. You're throwing money in the hat. Is that what's going on?
Well, and you could touch in places you're just not gonna get sex. But I'm just.
You're not gonna get sex. Okay, no. This is what I wanted to know, because this is my problem with your hedonism, Hubbard, is that it's not actually pleasurable. I consider that to be torture. My friend, your life is a torture. Do you know the difference between me and you? The life between me is that when I want to have sex with a woman, I go through a small process and I have sex with her. Okay, I have actual sex. I don't go into a room. I don't watch her. I would consider it to be disrespectful, yeah, to her, that she's disrespecting me, that she's teasing me for an hour, 2 hours. I'm standing there with my friends with an erection. Do you know what that's the equivalent of? Brother, do you know what that's the equivalent of? That's the equivalent of going into a restaurant, ordering food. They put it on the table. Guess what? You're not allowed to eat it.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. No, fair enough.
What kind of hedonism is this? I'm living a more hedonistic lifestyle than you, and I'm Muslim. I'm living I'm enjoying myself more than you.
Where'd you say you would go?
With my wife.
For that?
For wives, this and that, and constant sex. I promise you, Muslim men have wives. They probably have more sex than these non-Muslim men would. Sometimes I have so much sex, I walk around, I feel like I don't want to have any more. Don't even want to look at a woman because it's too much time. The difference between you walk around with an erection, I walk around completely satisfied and satiated. And you're telling me that you're living the hedonistic lifestyle? You need to learn from me how to be a hedonist. You need to learn from me how to indulge in visceral pleasure. You need to learn from me how to enjoy yourself. The difference is, look, your life is full of pain. My life is full of pleasure. My life is full of actual ejaculation in women and orgasm. And feeling good. Your life is sitting with your hands in your pockets, with your friends in direction, this and that, and you're telling me that you couldn't follow my way.
Daddy, chill.
My way guarantees you the pleasure that you never had for the last 20 years.
Dang.
Let me ask you this. Yes?
Okay.
When you had sex with the hooker, when you had sex with the hooker, Hubbard, when you had sex with the hooker, did you enjoy it?
Oh my God.
No. I'm asking this. When you had sex with the hooker, was it enjoyable? Did you feel like it was such a memorable experience? I can't get it out of my head. It was such an amazing experience. I always think about it. It's one of my most memorable moments. I feel such
I don't have a regular girlfriend. Oh my God. I'm not gonna I can't comment on that. I don't know who's watching.
Did you enjoy it or not?
He left the call. He left the call. I'm bringing Hijab on next week. But apparently they're ramping up on the botting. What's going on? Kishima has unleashed the ultimate destruction against view botters. Cuffham is 12K, but 200 active chatters. 50 active chatters for Adrian Broner. 85. Does it say that? How many active chatters do I have right now? 3 active chatters with 800 live viewers. Really, bro? Here's the Islamic NATO. Here's that alliance. So the Saudi Crown Prince MBS with Erdogan, the Turkish president, and Pakistani Prime Minister Sharif performed Jummah prayers at the Grand Mosque in Mecca after the signing of the Mecca Trilateral Defense Agreement. And I don't like this about Mecca. So Mecca is supposed to be a place where you find humility. It's supposed to get rid of your nafs. And around Mecca, I've been many times, they have all these giant hotels. And even it's prophecy that in the end of times, the Arabs are going to be building tall buildings that compete with each other. It's supposed to be a place of humility, right? That's why when you perform Umrah, you dress in a ihram. But in Mecca, there's so many different expensive hotel rooms. You could get like a $20,000 hotel room with the best Kaaba view. They charge more for the best view of the Haram. And it really defeats the purpose. It's antithetical to what Mecca's about. Mecca's a place where you're walking around. You could be around a billionaire and you could be a homeless guy, but you're both wearing the ihram. It's supposed to be a reminder that we're all human and that it's about what we do. It's our actions, our deeds that Allah is going to judge us on, not how much stuff we got in this dunya. But so many of these hotels, it just turned it into this class warfare, and it turned into this class structure that's the opposite of what it's supposed to be for, right? Why are you even able to spend $20,000 on a hotel room that overlooks the Kaaba with the best view? Theoretically, you should be spending that $20K on giving people food. There's so many people that are needy in Mecca, in Medina, that walk around. If you give them a plate of rice, they're going to be so grateful. Go to Mecca, and instead of spending $20K in a hotel room, give out that money and give that money on food for people that need it, right? What's this link? More goy slop. Look at that. Who's the CEO of Polymarket? 5% chance. Deported to where? Can I sue for this? Let's look at the Polymarket CEO. Shane Copeland. Okay, there you go. Just more slop. Shane Copeland was born to a Jewish family in 1998. Upper West Side, New York City. There you go. Every single time. Literally, bro. Every single time. So, good goy. Good kufar. To the people that are, yeah, it's never going to be deported. You're literally following, like, you're falling for very obvious Mossad slop. We're going to deport Sneako.